Elf shark. One of the rare species of sharks, and it is found in the seas and oceans near Japan, Australia and New Zealand at depths ranging from 130 to 940 feet, and its length reaches 13 feet, and the most important characteristic of its frightening shape and transparent pink skin. The history of this object extends to more than 125 million years. Batfish with red lips. It was discovered near the coasts of Ecuador in Latin America. One of the strangest things that distinguishes it other than its red lips, its aggressive behavior and its fins that have changed to look like the feet of the fish walking on the bottom of the seas, as it cannot swim, reaching a length of 40 centimeters, and so called because of the shape of its body that it makes it closer to a bat than a fish. UMBONIA SPINOSA. This spiny insect is brightly colored, and uses its beaks to puncture the sticks of plants to feed on vegetable liquid. Its appearance is strange and still raises many questions among scientists. Panda ant. This type of ants got its name because of the white and black colors that panda bears are famous for, and it is strange that they are among the types of wasps and not ants, and this type converges with honeybees in the animal kingdom family in the order of cohorts, and can be distinguished from ants by their thick hair that covers their bodies. Gharial. The gharial, also known as a gharial or fish-eating crocodile, dwells in the sandy banks of India's freshwater rivers. Males can grow as long as 6 meters. What's more, these crocs have around 110 teeth in that long, thin snout, specially adapted for catching their favorite food, fish. If this toothy reptile reminds of something out of a Jurassic Park movie, that's because the species is believed to have first evolved around 42 million years ago, so it's basically a living dinosaur. Sadly, the gharial is under threat due to loss of habitat, lack of food, and getting caught in fishing nets. The ii is actually just a long-fingered lemur, with a special, thin, extra-long middle finger. It is a species from Madagascar, and is the world's largest nocturnal primate. It spends most of its life up in trees. The ii is known for its unusual method of finding food. It taps on trees to find grubs, gnaws holes in the wood, and uses its middle finger to pull out insects, sort of like a woodpecker, except it doesn't have a sharp beak. The ii is an omnivore and mainly eats seeds, fruits, nectar, fungi, insect larvae, and honey. It also lives high up in the trees, so there's no need to worry about coming face to face with these eerie-looking creatures. We certainly wouldn't want to meet one in the dark. With a nickname like Sparkle Muffin, we wouldn't expect the MARATUS JACTATUS to be any less dazzling. This eye-catching arachnid is a type of peacock spider, and an Australian member of the jumping spider family. Just like peacocks, the males take part in a courtship display in which they show off their brightly colored bums to attract females. If you ever find yourself near one of these magnificent spiders, you'd be able to spot it right away because of how flashy they are. Feel free to stick around to admire it, too, because although they are venomous, their jaws are too small to puncture our skin. So we'd be safe, but other spiders and crickets would not be so lucky to come across this creature. The pink fairy armadillo, Chlamyphorus truncatus, or Pichisigo, is the smallest species of armadillo, mammals of the families Chlamyphoridae and Dasypididae, recognized by a bony armor shell, first described by Richard Harlan in 1825. 3. This solitary, desert-adapted animal is endemic to central Argentina and can be found inhabiting sandy plains, dunes, and scrubby grasslands. Pink fairy armadillos have small eyes, silky yellowish-white fur, and a flexible dorsal shell that is solely attached to its body by a thin dorsal membrane. In addition, its spatula-shaped tail protrudes from a vertical plate at the blunt rear of its shell. This creature exhibits nocturnal and solitary habits and has a diet that is mainly composed of insects, worms, snails, and various plant parts. Lampreys, sometimes inaccurately called lamprey eels, are an ancient extant lineage of jawless fish of the order Petromazontiformes, placed in the superclass Cyclostomata. The adult lamprey may be characterized by a toothed, funnel-like sucking mouth. The common name lamprey is probably derived from Latin lampetra, which may mean stone liquor, lambere to lick plus petrous stone, though the etymology is uncertain. The plural form lamprey is sometimes seen. There are about 38 known extant species of lampreys and 5 known extinct species. Parasitic carnivorous species are the most well known, and feed by boring into the flesh of other fish to suck their blood, but only 18 species of lampreys engage in this micropredatory lifestyle. Of the 18 carnivorous species, 9 migrate from saltwater to freshwater to breed, some of them also have freshwater populations, and 9 live exclusively in freshwater. All non-carnivorous forms are freshwater species. Adults of the non-carnivorous species do not feed, they live off reserves acquired as amocoetes, larvae, which they obtain through filter feeding. The star-nosed mole, Condyluera cristata, is a small mole found in moist, low areas in the northern parts of North America. It is the only member of the tribe having a touch organ with more than 25,000 minute sensory receptors, known as Eimer's organs, with which this hamster-sized mole feels its way around. With the help of its Eimer's organs, it may be perfectly poised to detect seismic wave vibrations. Sensitive star-like structure is covered with minute touch receptors known as Eimer's organs. The nose is about 1 cm in diameter with roughly 25,000 Eimer's organs distributed on 22 appendages. Eimer's organs were first described in the European mole in 1871 by German zoologist Theodor Eimer. Other mole species also possess Eimer's organs, though they are not as specialized or numerous as in the star-nosed mole. Because the star-nosed mole is functionally blind, the snout was long suspected to be used to detect electrical activity in prey animals, though little, if any, empirical support has been found for this hypothesis. The nasal star and dentition of this species appear to be primarily adapted to exploit extremely small prey. A report in the journal Nature gives this animal the title of fastest heating mammal, taking as short as 120 milliseconds, average 227 ms, to identify and consume individual food items. Its brain decides in approximately 8 ms if a prey is edible or not. This speed is at the limit of the speed of neurons. Sicoutes marcedis, the smooth-head blobfish, also known simply as blobfish, 1, is a deep-sea fish of the family Sicroludidae. It inhabits the deep waters off the coasts of mainland Australia and Tasmania, as well as the waters of New Zealand. Blobfish are typically shorter than 30 centimeters, 12 in. They live at depths between 600 and 1,200 meters, 2,000 and 3,900 feet, where the pressure is 60 to 120 times greater than that at sea level, which would likely make gas bladders inefficient for maintaining buoyancy. Instead, the flesh of the blobfish is primarily a gelatinous mass with a density slightly less than that of water. This allows the fish to float above the sea floor without expending energy on swimming. The blobfish has a relative lack of muscle, but this is not a disadvantage as its main food source is edible matter that floats in front of it, such as deep ocean crustaceans. Kiwa hirsuta is a crustacean discovered in 2005 in the South Pacific Ocean. This decapod, which is approximately 15 centimeters, 5.9 in, long, is notable for the quantity of silky blonde setae, resembling fur, covering its brachiopods, thoracic legs, including claws. Its discoverers dubbed it the Yeti lobster or Yeti crab. Grimpoteuthis is a genus of pelagic umbrella octopuses known as the Dumbo octopuses. The name Dumbo originates from their resemblance to the title character of Disney's 1941 film Dumbo, having a prominent ear-like fin which extends from the mantle above each eye. There are 13 species recognized in the genus. Prey include crustaceans, bivalves, Worms and copepods. The average lifespan of various Grimpatothis species is 3 to 5 years.